Good morning, Swift Safety Institute instructor trainers. Today we are going to talk about where to find the information for your student candidates that are going to be in your instructor classes and how this is just a little bit different than our regular Red Cross Learning Center or RCLC navigation. So for you to find the information that they can see, if you go to Instructor Life Cycle and click down on Instructor Candidate Resources. This is what they have access to. You want to make sure you're clicking on First Aid, CPR, AED, R21. And as we bring that up, it talks about bridging there. It has the instructor materials listed. So it's got their practice teaching workbook that you either should send them ahead of class or you should have them printed out available for them during class. It has their instructor's manual, the course presentation so that they can look at that before class. It has a lot of videos listed there. If they've got the presentation, they probably don't need to go through all these videos. But for instance, if they knew that they were teaching the one-hand technique, they could just look at that video to get some information on it. They also have the participant progress log, common skill errors, course outlines, frequently asked questions, the bridges for head, neck, muscle, bone, and joint injuries and splinting, and also the life-threatening bleeding and tourniquet bridge. Participant materials, if your students want to see the ready reference cards, they're there. And there's also that link for the ebook so that they can look at the participant manual ebook if they want to do that. Now, for some reason, if your students are having trouble getting logged into RCLC and can't find it this way, the other way that you can tell your students to do it is to go log out of your Red Cross Learning Center profile. And that brings us to our sign-in page here. And here we can go to Instructor Lifecycle, so they don't need to be logged in at all. It's Instructor Lifecycle. And here again are those candidate resources for them. Again, they can scroll down to R21. So if you had reached out to them before class and they're saying, hey, I can't find this to print my manual, this is how you can tell them that they can find that information. So make sure that they have that information. Now, I highly recommend, for what I do for my candidates, is I ask them to please print off their instructor manuals before coming to class. If for some reason they can't print them, I do tell them that they can use a digital copy if it's on a laptop. I explain to them trying to look at it on their phone is not going to work. So they either need to have it printed off or a digital copy on their laptop will suffice if they are very computer literate. If we log back in to the Red Cross Learning Center, and if we go to classes, course materials, scroll down to First Aid, CPR, AED, R21, instructor materials. Sometimes the instructor trainer's guide does like to hide a little bit. So you want to scroll down. And right here is where that is. The First Aid, CPR, AED, Instructor Trainer's Guide, updated 2021. This is the guide that you are going to use for your instructor class. So make sure that you have that printed out for your use. Also, they do have the presentation on the course presentation manager or as a download. So please make sure that you either use this PowerPoint presentation or use the download that's on the course presentation manager. Otherwise, there aren't too many different things for RCLC compared to what our normal instructors are using. Just if your students do have trouble finding those materials before class, you can just tell them log out of the Red Cross Learning Center and then they should be able to find them. I hope you have a wonderful day, and if you have any questions, please make sure to reach out to Swift Safety Institute. Thank you.